What's up guys, it's the FPL Scotsman here and welcome back to another FPL video, and today this is my team selection for the Game Week 18 Free Hit. I really wanted to record this video as late as possible. I think I'm around, what time is it now? Around 10 past 3 when recording this. I really want, because it's a free hit, and I think over the past day or so I have changed my team so much that I wanted to, try and get this recorded as late as possible because I wanted to make sure I actually gave you guys the correct team. Um, Instead of me making this video and then making another six changes before the deadline. So I think this is my exact team that I'll be fielding out this week. And there's been so many changes. Obviously the Spurs game being added in meant I had to go triple Spurs, and I had Diaz in for most of it. I had Patricio in at some point, and I had Wilson in as well. I had so many different, so many players I had in my team that are not on this list anymore. Harry Maguire as well. But this should be my final team. So I'm hoping this video is actually out close, reasonably before deadline. It should probably be out, I'd say, about hopefully 4:15 ish, to give you to, or maybe a bit before that, just so you guys can see my team. Um, and I'm basically gonna. I think obviously the main ones are Fernandez, De Bruyne, Kane, Son. Are pretty nailed. I think I don't need to give any explanation as to why they are in my team. Um, but I think I'll run through the rest of the team, give you guys a bit of an insight on why I went for those players. So yeah, I think we would start with David De Gea in goal. Now, the issue I found this week is that there's so many good fixtures for defenders, and it's quite hard unless you play five at the back to get all those defenses covered. Um, and the reason that is because Man City, I wanted to double up defensively. I wanted to do that all week, and because of that, it means I can only go for two other defenders if I play the back four, and I'm not willing to play five at the back. So I've had to sacrifice Dartlow, and I've had to go with De Gea in goal to cover the United defence. And the reason I've gone with Tierney, Dyer, and De Gea instead of Darlow covering the Newcastle defence is basically because I think out of Spurs, Arsenal, and United, and Newcastle, I think Newcastle are the least likely to keep a clean sheet, even though they probably have the best fixture out of all of them. I just think Newcastle are really sloppy defensively and going forward. So I've tried to avoid them at the last minute. And I do think after Sheffield United's win at the weekend, they will probably bounce back. Um, so yeah, I've gone with De Gea. I'm not going to go with Darlow. I'm just praying that Sheffield United somehow score. Um, and the thing is as well, unless you're free hitting, you're not going to have a Newcastle defender in your team, most likely. At least people around my rank anyway. So I'm not too concerned about it. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at De Gea away at Burnley. They have the worst attacking stats in the league, so De Gea is a no-brainer for me. Kieran Tierney has way better, really, really good attacking threat. He got an assist in the FA Cup, and he got a goal and an assist and a clean sheet in the game against West Brom, so he's a no-brainer as well. Eric Dyer is an interesting one. So originally, when this Fulham game got announced, I went for Reguilon, but although Reguilon did play in the League Cup and was rested in the FA Cup at the weekend, I'm still, after that whole party situation with Reguilon, I'm still a bit iffy on whether Mourinho plays him or not, and I don't want to take that risk. I think Eric Dyer also way cheaper, which meant I could go and get Lacazette up front. So Dyer was the right option in the end, and that's another reason why Stones is not Diaz, because I wanted to get Lacazette in my team instead of Wilson. I thought that was a way better option. And John Stones, Cancelo both playing 45 minutes at the weekend. It's also another reason why I wanted to wait last minute to get this video out to you guys. It's because I actually had Diaz in this morning, and then as soon as Pep's conference came in saying that Ake and Laporte were injured, I was saying, okay, I can get Lacazette in there if I go Stones, because Stones is pretty much nailed for the game against Brighton. So I'm pretty confident Cancelo and Stones. will start. Confident will Dyer will start and Tierney will start. And then, to be honest, I think it's the first week in FPL that I've actually thought I could actually get 5 clean sheets out of 5 players here, to be honest. And there's obviously attacking threat with Cancelo's and Tierney. And who knows, if Stones can get another goal from his fire again, that would be absolutely brilliant. Yeah, as I said, De Bruyne and Bruno, no brainers for me. They've never left my team. Son's not left my team. He was going to be in either way if against Villa. But obviously the Fulham fixture now makes him an even better option. So he's staying in my team. Saka, yeah, I mean my draft last week, and I think it was the video last week after the game week 17. Saka was in my draft, and he's not changed either. At his price point, he is brilliant, and he also had a rest in the FA Cup, and also, um, Crystal Palace are really really vulnerable at their wing backs. So I think Saka and whoever plays on the right are going to have a good time. So I think Saka is a brilliant option this week. So he stays in my team. Um, and yeah, moving on to the forwards. Well, as soon as the Fulham game got announced, I had to get Harry Kane back. And again, that meant there was a lot of sacrifices. I had to step away from the second goalkeeper. I had to step away from a 4.5 million defender on my bench. I had to, well, downgrade Diaz to Stones, downgrade Reguilon to Dyer. Um, what else did I have to do? I think that was it as well. But that was to get Lacazette and Kane, and I also had to downgrade Brewster to Kean Davis, as well. And Kane's just must have in this game week. Fulham at home. Didn't travel with the squad in the FA Cup. He's an absolute essential pick, and arguably a captain option as well. And we'll get to that in a moment. So Kane's essential. Lacazette, I would say it's a punt, but it's not really. It seems like a lot of people are going with Lacazette in the free hit, but again, that's what I'm seeing on Twitter. This is probably not the general game. Um, for all I know, he's a massive differential in the top, in the the 100k to 200k bracket. He's probably a big differential. Who knows? It does. We don't know how many players are playing the free hit. At the end of the day, guys, there's 7 million players that play this game, and it could be people in the top 5 million that are posting all their free hit teams in Twitter, and not people in the top 100k. So I don't really care about people saying go for a punt, or you're just going for the template team. I couldn't care less because not everybody's playing the free hit. Um, but what I would say though is if you're smart enough to save your free hit up until now, I'd probably say you're probably half decent and know what you're doing in FPL, or you have no clue what you're doing, and you didn't even know the free hit existed until this week. But Lacazette for me, I think I will have a look at livefpl.net when the game week tonight after the first few games, and I'll see how highly owned Lacazette is in my rank bracket anyway. And yeah, the bench. Well, not I went with Norris because supposedly Peacock Farrell's injured, and Nick Pope had a little bit of a problem. But I think Nick Pope was fine to start against United. But in some way that Nick Pope doesn't make it, Norris would be the third option goalkeeper. But I don't think De Gea is getting dropped. To be honest, Henderson played against Man City in the Carabao Cup and played in the FA Cup against Watford. So that's 2 games rest for De Gea. I mean, I 100% expect De Gea to come back in the squad. I'm not too bothered about that either. And then the bench, well, Kean Davies doesn't play, obviously, but I don't like. I said this in. I think I'm going to say this in my tweet on my Twitter for the selection after I've finished recording this video. But I think Kean Davis is not going to be needed, and I don't think Mitchell's going to be needed either because I cannot see any of these guys getting benched in their games. Maybe apart from De Gea and possibly Cancelo because Pep said hopefully he'll be available tomorrow, but I don't buy that. Walker 90 minutes after having COVID, he didn't even play right back. Akin Laporte injured, so he might actually have to. It's going to be Stones Diaz. It's going to be Sinchenko because he got benched in the FA Cup. Mendy played, and it'll be Cancelo at right back. Mendy or Zinchenko, they can't play right back. Only Walker can play right back, and Walker's played 90 minutes after having COVID, so I can't see Walker starting in the game against Brighton. And then De Gea, well, I can't do anything about that because it is what it is. So if someone gets benched, Neto comes in. Neto's a brilliant option this week. If you have Neto, play him. But I'm not playing him because, well, just look at the team in front of you. There's no one to play him over for me. But Neto's a brilliant option, and I would recommend him. And Mitchell is starting to play in the first team. He didn't play in the FA Cup at the weekend either, so he's probably going to play against Arsenal as well. And yeah, just finally on the captaincy, well, I had it on De Bruyne all week, and obviously the Kane Son thing made me think about it again, because I had it on De Bruyne all week, and I've never thought about captaincy once since. And I've just been focusing the team around De Bruyne and Fernandes. And as soon as the Son and Kane fixture thing got announced, well, it made me think about it a bit more. But to be honest, still going to be De Bruyne. Bissouma's out. Brighton been terrible this season. Although their stats are good, they're still not brilliant. And I think if De Bruyne can keep playing the way he is, he's going to have a field day against Brighton. And then Fernandes, well, Burnley are a bit more resilient. Burnley can hold United out for a while if they don't concede early. So I'm a bit scared about that with Fernandes, but don't get me wrong, Fernandes is a brilliant captain option. I probably should put Kane as vice captain, but I think I'll keep it on Fernandes because it doesn't really matter. I don't think De Bruyne is getting benched. I'd be really surprised if that was the case. So yes, not really much else to say on the team really. I was kind of expecting this video to be fairly short as well. I wasn't expecting it to be a long one. So yeah, I mean, I will be back here. Is it Thursday? So I'll record it. I'll record the next video Thursday night, and Friday I'll upload it. Reacting to this game week 18 free hit, and then I'll look ahead. I'll give you the team selection for game week 19 in the same video, and that will be the double game week. I'm still not decided whether I'm bench boosting or not. It seems as though I'm probably not going to bench boost, but I'll cover that in the video on Friday, and that can give you guys something to look forward to. So hopefully I get this out by the end of the deadline. I should be able to anyway. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a comment, subscribe, and hit that like button. And I'll see you guys in the next one.